This is one of those interesting projects that just kind of started by chance. I was visiting a friend in Coral Springs, and when I was leaving, I saw a man walking a dog that looked a lot like mine. So we started talking, and when he found out I was a general contractor, he asked me a question. Are all contractors crazy? Well, what he really meant was that they had invested a lot of money in architectural drawings for a large addition. It was 1,500 square feet. They received prices from 4 different contractors that were all far above what they expected. And from their point of view, the contractors looked unreasonable. So after reviewing the drawings, I explained to him that the real issue was not simply the contractors. The project had been designed in a way that created unnecessary structural costs and a major disruption to the home. The original plan required removing the kitchen, cutting a large hole in the concrete floor, pouring a concrete pad there, putting up a steel column, and then at a certain phase of the project, putting the kitchen back together. So the approach added major cost and also created serious inconvenience for the family because obviously you want a kitchen. So the goal was to add a 1,500 square foot addition that included 2 bedrooms, a Jack and Jill bathroom, and an in-law suite. The homeowners liked their home and liked their location, but their family needs were changing. Their kids were getting older, and they needed a separate space for aging in-laws. The problem was that the design that they had paid for was far beyond the budget they expected. This is one of the most common renovation problems homeowners run into. They start with design, invest serious money into drawings, become emotionally attached to the plan, only later to discover that the project may cost far more than they expected. By the time I met Peter, he was frustrated enough to think that they might have to scrap the project entirely, perhaps consider moving. After reviewing the drawings, I saw that the structural design was creating unnecessary work inside the existing home. It was expensive because the design forced the construction into a more complicated and disruptive path than necessary. I showed Peter how the project could be redesigned to avoid much of the unnecessary work. The revised approach eliminated the need to remove the kitchen and eliminated the unnecessary structural work. That one planning change reduced the expected construction cost by approximately $50,000 to $60,000 and avoided a major disruption to the family's daily life. Peter's next question was understandable. How come none of the contractors saw this? And the simple answer is most contractors are asked to price the drawings based on what they're given. They may not step back and ask whether the design itself is efficient or creates any unnecessary cost. And this is where construction expertise during the planning stage can make a major difference. So we scheduled a meeting with the designer and reviewed the changes that need to be made. And once the plans were revised, I priced the project based on the improved design. The new approach brought the project back within a realistic budget and gave the homeowner a path forward. So instead of scrapping the addition or moving, they were able to build the space that they needed. We built the addition, and the homeowners were very happy with the process as well as the final result. They got the additional bedrooms, bathroom, and in-law suite that they needed without any unnecessary structural costs or kitchen disruption built into the original plan. The project went from feeling impossible to becoming buildable. So this project is a clear example of why homeowners should not rely on design alone before understanding cost and structure and feasibility. The homeowners did what many people do. They started with architectural drawings, and then they went to contractors for prices. By the time the prices came in, the design was already expensive to change, emotionally difficult to let go of, and far above what they had budgeted for. The problem wasn't that they expected too much or wanted too much. The problem was that the project needed experienced construction review before the design went too far. A good renovation plan should not just look good on paper, but it needs to be realistic, efficient, and buildable. This is why pre-renovation planning matters. Before you invest serious money into drawings or construction, it's worth asking one important question. Is this the smartest way to build this project? So if you're planning a significant project and feel like we can help you, please give us a call or email us.